with airplane peanuts.
The Comedy Mothership in Austin, Texas.
This club is too hard to resist.
Shout out to Joseph Rogan.
Everything is utter perfection.
It's perfect. It's a perfect club, perfect vibe.
It's just run so right.
It's amazing. It's so state of the art. The club is just fantastic.
It's the best club in the country.
Best sound I've ever heard. The most beautiful club that's ever been imagined.
It's already the greatest club I've been in.
The layout, the seating, the green room, the sound system, top notch.
It was almost like it was a comedy club designed by a comedian who has unlimited money.
What he has created is insane. He's like the new version of Mitzi Shore.
And on behalf of my mom, too, I'm so proud of you, dude. Reminds me of like the great clubs in the country.
It's the Comedy Store on steroids. That's all I can say. Aerosmith is Aerosmith. Guns N' Roses is Aerosmith on steroids. If you really think about it, it's just one level of more explosive than this is what this Comedy Mothership is. It's for the comic. There's a lot of comedy clubs that you go to and they never thought about the comedian. They never thought about a green room.
I didn't realize it was going to be like this. Like he said it, you know, like somebody can say something.
Right.
But saying it and then actually seeing it, like it's perfect to live in Austin because when I'm not on the road, I can still do headliner time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, since the club has opened, I've did like 18 spots.
It is the best situation for a comic to be in is to have access to Austin, Texas right now.
Yes.
Congratulations to Joe Rogan. And the ceremony has officially started for comedians from all over the country to go down there and kiss the ring. That's what you got to do. You got to cook. You got to kiss the ring, baby. He's a benign king. He's the best. It's a perfect club, perfect vibe. It actually feels like it's been open forever. It has. I was just in there like, this feels like it's been here for such a long time because it was designed by somebody who had been performing in comedy clubs for so long and just took all the best parts of it from a comedian's perspective and created it for comedians.
I'm not going to even just mince words here. That's the greatest comedy club I've ever been in. And I've been in some great ones. I don't even know where to begin. All I can tell is when you go in that place, you can tell that every fucking thing on the wall, on the floor, on the ceiling, sight lines, everything in that place was painstakingly gone over to make sure that it was absolutely perfect. And that's what I kept telling Joe. He goes, how do you like the club? And I was like, dude, it is fucking perfect. It's fucking perfect. The colors of the booth. Mitzi's place, I think that's what it's called. The bar downstairs. The main room, the smaller room. I did sets Saturday and Sunday there in the smaller room. And I love that place. And Harlan Williams, what do you say there, Freckles? He was there in the main room, so I got to see him. The green room, the food, the whole thing was amazing. And I knew that he would have this option. I was like, if a comedian is designing the club, he's going to have the option that you can either deal with the crowd or not deal with the crowd. Meaning, when your set is over, if you want to go out and talk to the crowd, AKA you had a good set. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you pissed a few people off, and when you go behind the curtain, you just want to stay there, and you can get to the green room without having to deal with anybody. It is fucking amazing. And the club also had open mic night, which is something that went away during my stand-up career. It was how an open mic night was crucial. I can't say, like, Joe absolutely fucking picked the perfect venue and crushed it. It's unbelievable.
Cool week. Did Rogan's Club all week.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking cool.
Dude, that was probably awesome.
And then I was the first person to do stand-up on he has 2 rooms. So I got to go first, and it was just me and Dave Chappelle.
At which room?
The small room.
Dude, how was that
fucking
one?
Awesome.
Fuck. That room is, it's like, what, 150 people?
Yeah, it's small.
What'd you guys each do?
I did like 20 and then brought him on, and he did his thing. He didn't go that long. He only did like an hour.
God,
it was fucking wonderful.
God damn it.
But I didn't do that good.
What do you mean?
I had to go cold open, go first.
Oh.
And I wasn't loose because everybody was in there watching, including fucking Dave Chappelle. Rogan introduced me and Dave Chappelle was next. It was,
dude,
it was a scary one.
I'd jump off the stage.
Yeah. Yeah, I was up there. I was like, this isn't going as well as it usually does. Oh, I better do Trump. Oh, fuck. Yeah. It was pretty neat. Pauly Shore.
How's he doing?
He fucking murdered. It was hilarious, dude. I had to follow him, and he murdered. I was like, God damn.
I mean, how much? I mean, you allowed to say how much money you spent on it?
Yeah, well, I'm allowed to say it.
Oh, you don't say it.
No.
Okay. Well, he spent a lot. You spent a lot of money on it.
Yeah, you had to spend
And those
money.
two stages
You have to
weren't.
pay construction people.
Yeah, no, I get it. But
yeah, they did a great job. They fucking nailed it.
Were there two stages before? Or
Yes.
Oh,
there was
wow.
two. They had converted it when they converted it to the movie theater. I think that's when they turned it into 2 rooms.
This thing that's happening, you know, and obviously I've been in it my whole life, you know, since I was 4.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's, you know, first of all, I'm so proud of you. You know, I see you sometimes and we give each other hugs. I say, I love you. But I don't get to say how proud I am of you. I've seen you my whole, you know, for years. And you know, on behalf of my mom too, you know, because I know how much you love her and I know how much she means to you. And I know how far you've come. I know how far you've come. Because I remember when you first stepped at the store, and I remember seeing you in Boston, and I remember, because we're the same age, and we came up at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you, dude.
When I say it's different from every comedy club, I'm talking about all the little things, the you know, the layout, the seating, the green room, the sound system, top notch. You know, all the little things that a normal club might have to go cheap on, or skimp on, or maybe not necessarily get the best thing on. This club is not restricted by any of that. So everything is the best it can be, as far as at least it's the best that the people working for Joe know of.
The sound at Joe Rogan's is fucking phenomenal. They're high. These people that are working there are high. Like, they're fucking not high on weed or high on drugs, but it's a high to working there. They've been telling me who's been going in there the last 2 weeks. It's like fucking endless who goes in there, from Bill Burr to Dean Delray to fucking Roseanne Barr. I mean, it's just the people, Dave Chappelle, some fucking people from Sports World were down there last week just to watch a comedy show, somebody from Memphis or something.
The way it's set up, it's set up to foster new talent too. It's not just set up to take care of existing talent. It's set up so that you create a nice comedy environment where people can go and see guys like Shane Gillis, see guys like you guys go up, see guys like Greg Fitzsimmons, or, you know, Schultz was here last week. It was fucking amazing.
The club is just fantastic.
The club's wild, right?
It was so cool.
It's a dream, dude.
I know.
And it's a dream that I didn't even have. I didn't even have that dream. I didn't want to own a club.
I'm not gonna be like, I was concerned about the big room.
You were concerned
because you said to me something about the big room. You were like, "No, it was fun," but you said to me, you were like, "It's the most honest room."
But you're honestly hilarious.
Yeah, but
so there's no issues.
But that word, honest, is usually used when, like, let's have an honest conversation. It's never like, you're beautiful.
Thing.
You know, you know what I mean? Babe, can I be honest with you?
You're beautiful.
You're gorgeous. Like,
you're amazing.
That's never, right? So I was like, that's an interesting adjective to use to describe the room.
Yeah.
And then I went up, and it was awesome. And there was an energy, and there was an excitement, and the room was great. And it also offered this other side of stand-up that I think a lot of people that come up in the small rooms don't necessarily develop the skill set until they're on the road, which is filling space. And it was like, you can learn to step on them. And that's how I came up in New York, and just boom, 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 boom. And then you go do 3,000 seats. How are you going to fill that?
Yeah.
How are you going to absorb that? And I was watching Ron White go up there, and that's a perfect example of just like kinetic energy. You're just watching him fuck. He's like the Black Panther suit. You know what I mean? Just like absorbing everything, and then push back.
Joe just would never hear about me retiring. And so then I went around and finished all the dates that I had on the books. I got my chops back, but I made a decision to retire, and that's what I did at the end of the year. But this club, it's too hard to resist. It's like a warm bath, man. The best sound I've ever heard, the most beautiful club that's ever been imagined. And, you know, it was like Rogan's gift to the comedy community and to Austin. You know, he didn't need that. No. And he did it so we'd all have this great place to grow. And he's such a, you know, a cool part of the comedy community, you know, and generous. And,
like he's like the new version of Mitzi Shore.
Finally, we got it was nuts.
Dude, congratulations again. We're waiting for Ari. That club is beautiful.
Thanks. It's fun.
Everything everybody said it was too, which is the energy down here is good right now for comedy. Austin's fucking.
There's a lot of good people here and a lot of funny people that are actually working there, which is fun too.
The way that he's paying comics,
It's bananas.
bro,
Bananas.
it's like it's just complete game changer. Like I don't know how the other clubs will react.
Yeah.
Because they're in it to make money.
Yeah.
And he's developed a model where it's like he doesn't want to make
But to
money.
be fair, he's like, I'm still gonna do the Vulcan. I'm still gonna do like
Bro,
Creek in the Cave,
which is the sweetest thing.
Which is very nice. He does not have to
So
do that.
here's the other. This is the other thing that's crazy. This is. If you work at the club, a lot of people that work at the club are comics. You can check out of your shift to go do a spot, and then come back
in another place.
In another place.
That's wild.
And then come back in.
And the other place can't be mad because Rogan will still perform at your venue.
Yeah. It's
So
literally
if
like
you find
Robin Hood
out-
shit.
yeah.
Yes.
He
So
like
he's-
took money from Spotify and is literally distributing it to comics in an insane way.
He did something really good for the comics. He invested in comedy. He didn't invest in himself. He's got $300,000 million. What's he give a fuck about? He made an investment for comics. For all you fucking haters out there, for you people who know somebody who hates him, COVID, whatever the fuck, guys, it's all bullshit.
It's just fun to be in take their phones.
Last night was my first time in a managerial position. Like I just came to hang out, make sure everything ran smooth for your show. It was wild. Like to be at my own club where one of my best friends is headlining and all my other friends are opening for him. I'm like, this is amazing.
It was a pretty fucking sick lineup. I'm like, this is what's crazy.
Incredible.
If you said this 10 years ago in Austin, Texas, the lineup that was on last night was insane.
We've been doing that a lot, though. That's what's crazy. Like these Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday shows that we've been doing out here, they're just stacked,
dude. And then let's just say highlight of my career. They're chanting the machine, and I go, I'm not going to tell it, and they start cheering it, and I go, all right, I'll tell it if Ron White tells his tater salad story.
And then he comes on the stage.
People didn't even know he was up there.
Yeah.
If you're a young comic, are you going to come to New York and toil away in obscurity for 4 years in destitute poverty? Do you come here and then compete with the best comics in the world for stage time, which is going to be very difficult? Or do you go to a new city where the best comics in the world haven't moved there yet and the new ones haven't developed into it yet? There's stage time and money and 7 clubs without the same level of competition. So if you're a brand new comic, do you go there for 4 years before you come to New York?
Right.
Do you go there for 4 or 5 years before you go to LA and try to be, in sitcoms or whatever the fuck you want to do? Do you learn and develop your craft in this place? To me, I'm like, wow, that is a very intriguing possibility.
Club is great though, dude. I'm really excited. I did a set in the other room too. That was fun.
cool.
Got a good late night OR vibe.
It's got a good late night OR vibe in the little room. The big room is like it's not like the main room, but it's not like the OR.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the OR on steroids. It's just a larger OR, but it's the sound. It's a real honest room. It's really good. It's set up great.
Feels like a balcony from on stage, but it's not.
Shout out to Louis C.K. because he gave me some really good advice about like the setup. He came while we're in the middle of construction. We changed a couple of things because of his advice.
I love that.
Yeah, we lowered the ceiling in the little room. We made the stage smaller. The stage was like 4 feet larger on each side. He's like, why is it so big? I'm like, yeah, why is it so big? Let's go, chop it up.
In the little room.
Yeah, I just said, just tell me what you think, and I'll do that. And so he's like, lower the ceiling to like here. I lowered the ceiling to there. And then the other room, like lower it even further in the other room. I'm like, okay, lower it.
That's funny when someone gives you really expensive advice. He goes, say it and I'll do it. He goes, fuck, I'd get rid of this wall. Like,
Damn it.
shit.
Move it 2 inches.
Yeah. No, he just told me what he thought. It was right. He was right. Like he was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, do it. He's like, do it right the first time. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
Fix
You're
it
right.
before it opens.
Because I thought it would be okay the way it was, but it wouldn't be optimal. That's the point. Like you're doing all this construction. Why not make it optimal? It just required a lot more shit. A lot more stuff have to be in place. But
I mean, man, it's just run so right.
I mean, they spared no expense and it's perfect. You can tell.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah. It's everything was so methodical and deliberate. You can tell that someone who's been doing it as long as Joe and pays that much attention to like the art and craft of stand-up was meticulous with what he wanted out of this club, taking the best elements of the Comedy Store and like other places.
What did he bring from the store?
That I see in the Mothership?
Yeah.
The stages You know, there's a lot of Comedy Store people that are at the Mothership now, you know, because he took a lot of great talent from behind the scenes, you know, like Adam Egget, who was the booker at the Comedy Store, and then some of the wait staff and management too. They're over there now. So it's kind of almost like a mini reunion.
How high are the ceilings?
Pretty, not like cavernous or whatever. It feels right.
Would you lose a dove?
Yeah, you can probably lose a dove.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not so tall where it's too tall.
Okay.
And then also there's like balcony boxes.
Oh, interesting.
So there's one for VIP, and then there's one that like the green room you could pop out of and catch the show.
Oh wow.
And then when you're in the green room, it's sort of like this room that's the green room for both shows. So from the green room you can go into the smaller one.
Yeah.
And then you can go into the bigger one, that balcony, just catch the show. And then also there's lights. So there's TVs, like 8K. It's amazing. It's so state of the art.
I've been doing comedy for 20 plus years. I've been to most clubs all over the country, and the vibe and everything about this club, it's the best club in the country. But you know, it's new, right? So of course, you know, it is. But I'm not going to take anything away from it. So here's some pictures from the Mothership. I mean, the attention to detail. That's the green room. They have two different rooms. They got this main room called the Fat Man and this other room called the Little Boy, which is like a smaller room, holds like 75 or so, and the main room holds like 250. But just like all this art on the wall, all the attention to detail, it's really great. Like that's in the green room. That little sign right there says "Get it together, bitch." That's so Joe Rogan if you know him. You know, it's called the Mothership. So there's like sort of like alien artwork all over the place, and it's just like there's this bar called Mitzi's, which is named after Mitzi Shore at the Comedy Store, and the bar is this beautiful thing. That's what the from the balcony, the view of the main room looks like. That's in the green room. They have this great bar and like all these great pictures, and it's just like, you know, it's clean and the lines are great. And like, you know, and so I don't know. I really had a great time. It was 5 sold out shows, you know, and I was like, man, he's like Willy Wonka. You know what I mean? He's got this amazing stuff that goes on in there, and they got all the, you know. So anyway, my point is this. He's not doing this to make money. You know, he cares about comedy. He cares about the comedy community. He's building a reputation at his club that he's saying to the people in this city, I am going to give you a great show. These are people I think are really funny, and they're going to be on my stage. Just the green room alone is just amazing.
It was a vibe. Really? Was there a hang?
No,
you
haven't been there yet.
No, I haven't. Right. No, I need to get out there.
No, they got these two TVs for the 2 different rooms. The lights are in there, so when the light comes on, you can change the sound for the 2 different TVs, whichever room you want to listen to in the green room.
They really thought this out.
Yeah.
Right. Well, of course, he's a comedian.
First of all, I'm walking in, and right there you see the Mothership. I'm in Austin. It's a cool part of town. And I see the Mothership. Like, wow. And I guess the doorman kind of knew me or didn't know. I said, hey, man, Joe here. And he was expecting me. So I go up there, and you could feel, you know what it is too? You could feel the vibe in there. You could feel the energy. It had it had such an awesome energy. There's comedy clubs I've been into, where you just feel, you feel a darkness. When you walk into the Rogan Experience, you feel that up energy, like something's going down tonight. This is gonna be a cool night. And I go up these stairs, and he has this green room, and there's a small comedy club and then the larger one. And from the green room, you go in the larger one, you open up a door, and then you're on the balcony where no one bothers you, and you can watch the show, and you feel that big room. Oh my God, it's loud, it's explosive. It's all different types of people. Like, people are flying in from everywhere. They're flying in from other countries to go to the Mothership. And I'm telling you, it's freaking worth it. It's such a cool experience. Dude, is that a gator? No, that's seaweed. I thought that was a gator. It looked like a gator nose. It's just seaweed.
Did you get past at Joe Rogan's Comedy Club?
Yep.
Ooh, I actually had a question.
That was cool.
Did you get paid a lot of money?
I'm about to be, or I mean, I don't. wait. Apparently, the spot pay is very high.
Getting passed means good.
Means you're like you can get booked regularly.
How was the club?
It was good. It was really intimidating.
What was the scene? What made it intimidating?
A lot of heavily armed security.
It's already the greatest club I've been in. I'm not just saying that. It's already, I'm already in a time capsule. Because I walk in and there's the Kill Tony dude, right? Then there's the other, I don't know who these other comics are, but you can tell they're not really, I shouldn't say I can tell, just, I'm assuming they're not far along. And then I see Howie Mandel, and I'm like, and then he's got these two screens. You got one screen who's on the big stage, one screen who's on the low stage. And he's like, dude, he's like, this is my place. Isn't this cool? I'm like, yes, this is cool.
Why do they call it the fat man, little boy, though?
Size. Because fat guys are big and little boys are small.
True.
Yeah. What if one room was just called Epstein and like the other one was called
Weinstein?
I'm playing Epstein tonight. Oh fuck, I want to get to Weinstein though. Well, you got to keep on like working out and work on your craft in Epstein, and then once you've done enough flight logs, then you get upgraded to Weinstein.
Hilarious.
There's just two arrows. It says Epstein and Weinstein.
Yeah, when you get there.
Also, next time you go to the Comedy Mothership, let me know if this Joke World sticker is still there. I put it up here. I had to jump. We should have filmed that, actually. That would have been funny.
At Joke World. That's it, at Joke World.
And the world is WRLD.